Alrighty, here we are, round 2 with the CycleOps H2. I thought I'd give it another spin, so to speak. So just an easy hour today on the trainer. And rather than sit here and do it by myself, I thought we'd join the live stream and say good day to everyone whilst I tick around. Geez, people in the live stream already. Thanks for joining so quick. That was super quick. You guys must have notifications on. Rightio, I can confirm straight away we do have the CycleOps behaving itself. I was unable to replicate what happened the other night. I don't know what happened. So, this is what today's all about. Just an hour easy, ticking the legs over, and yeah, having a chat with everyone. Just finished 43 miles in Korea. Brilliant work. What was the weather like? Let me know. Latvia. This is like Eurovision. I'm not going to sing, don't worry about that. I figured out the tunes in the background. Hopefully they're ticking away. But yeah, I'll be here for the next hour or so, so pop in, pop out. If you've got any questions, let me know. Any questions about the videos I've uploaded this week? Really enjoying doing the news, the digital Peloton news, because I can cramp so much in to a short little space. And I think that's what's missing in this, in the space that I orbit, I guess, which is everything digital, everything bikes, indoors and out, and they're a bit of fun. "2 a.m. just came from a bar, beers and food," says Benjamin. Brilliant work. So first 10 minutes here, I'll just do a warm-up, then we'll jump over to Ruby, we'll do a spin down on the Hammer H2. But I am getting the resistance changes. Just won a local club race senior A grade. Hey, congratulations, good work, good work. Now tell me, was it luck or was it hard work that got you across the line in first place? I'm guessing it's hard work. Please tell me it's hard work. Don't tell me it was luck. Just about to go to 50 miles in Northern Ireland. Gary, unreal. Enjoy, take a photo. Please, if you're on Instagram, take a photo wherever you are, tag me in it. I want to have a look where you've gone out and enjoyed the sunshine. Hang on, Northern Ireland. Rain? Either way. Let us know if you're on Twitter or Instagram. Winchester, England. What's the time in England? It must be early morning. Everyone's getting up over there. "12 degrees in Ballarat today." Yeah, I put the outside temperature up here just as something to have on the screen. Matt Kerr mentions it sounds as loud as the original Hammer. What's my thoughts? Yeah, spot on. "Sydney, Australia is wet and cold," says Damien. Noisy trainer. Okay, there we go. There's some feedback on that. That's interesting. It's coming through on the stream. What I'm going to do is just turn up the noise filter on the little microphone I have here. Just, it might drown it out a little bit more. What have we got? 6 minutes 42. I'll do a calibration / spin down at 10 minutes or thereabouts. Okay, I'm just going to put up the noise suppression a little. It might make me sound a little bit underwater, but it should drown out the trainer a little bit, I think. But good observation and good feedback there. I have been on the Core and the Kicker 18 and the Neo recently, which you don't hear. You hear the gear changes. Excellent, thanks. My voice with that filter may sound a little washed out, but it should be easy to listen to. Frederick from Belgium. "Pop a wheelie." Don't tempt me, I will. First ride since Wednesday night, actually. I have not been consistent, which is horrible for training. A throat mic. A throat mic sounds like something you would like. Yeah. I'll try and get a better. This mic is about arm's length. If I'm about here, I'm guessing it's really good quality. But I'm back here on the bike. Speaking of which, there's the resistance kicking in. Wow. Okay, so we have resistance changes taking place. Power-wise, I have two head units here. Those following along on my Instagram, I just picked up the Garmin 1030 today. Not so much that I needed one outdoors, but just another head unit on the bench here to collect data. Touch screen, so pairing devices should be a lot easier. James asks what I'm training for. No cycling event, but what I'm doing today is just ticking the legs over because I'm about to sit on a plane for 14 hours. So I just want to get the heart rate up because for the next 24 hours in transit, I'm not going to be able to. So just an easy ride today, a few Ks, and a chat with everyone. Good question coming through, which I'll put up on the screen here in the chat. Now let me slaughter your username. Minog, M9INOG. If you could phonetically spell that out for how to pronounce it, that'd be great, but I'll go with Minog. Do I have any issues indexing gears when switching between trainers and outdoor riding, which is the other wheel that I use for outside? Yeah, sometimes we do. So the barrel adjuster on the mechanical, roll it in to push it in, roll it out to push it out. They should all be the same. Sometimes they're not. This one hasn't required any readjusting. Garmin or Wahoo, both. I have all of them for different purposes. Jetting off back to the States, back over to the US for 2 weeks. Absolutely love it over there. So Interbike is on the calendar. So Eurobike was pretty good this year. Interbike's been down on attendance and excitement for years. This year, they've moved it to Reno, which isn't too far from LA, which is only one hop from Melbourne. It's a 14-hour hop, but it's only one flight. Oh, hang on, lots of questions coming through. Awesome. This is what I want. No heart rate monitor. Thank you. This is why we crowdsource. I have one on. There we go. It's alive. Yeah, see, the pairing of that just didn't pop up. Nice and snappy. Anyway, it's now there. I am alive. Back to the questions. Gus has just had surgery on the neck about 3 weeks ago. Hope it's going well, mate. Had my first ride on the train. I got to ride with Jan Fernando, current world half Ironman champ. Awesome stuff. That's really cool, mate. Take it easy on the recovery. Hope it goes well. Yeah, I've got many stories about injuries I've had and used the trainer quite a lot for the recovery. It's worked quite well. Am I making a video about how do I do my stream setup? Not yet, not yet. I'm still optimizing everything. We'll get there. I know I don't recommend personal trainers personally. What do I pull off the shelf? Damien asks. Which is another roundabout way of which trainer do I think is the best? Same answer, it depends. The Le Mans Revolution, I love it. For training, sprints, TT work. Not for the interactive hills on Zwift because it's a dumb trainer, but for training, I love the Lama. Brian asks, how am I? Mate, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Sun's out today here in Ballarat. Getting ready for another trip overseas. Get to ride my bike in the afternoon. Happy days. Question about the 935 and in terms of GPS quality. No, actually, and my last 2 runs around Lake Wendouree posted up on Strava. We're doing exactly that. Testing the GPS accuracy of the 935 up against the Apple Watch in a few different configurations. And the 935 was fine. I'd have a go at doing a factory reset if you've got the time. Factory reset your 935, make sure the latest firmware's on. I think it's 1010 is the latest firmware. And go from there. Just to make sure it clears all the cache or any crappy data it has on any GPS. Duke has just ordered the headwind. Excellent. If you do, when you do get it, let me know how you go. Jump over to my video review of that, and yeah, leave a comment. I catch all the comments. And it's always good to hear people's experience they have as well. Age Manning has his Neo sorted last night. Customer service team has been fantastic. Excellent, excellent. Or can I get the corner? Yes. Got it just in time. Oh, sorry if that rider was riding with me. I've just taken a turn. Oh, we got it too. Awesome. Yes, I've always had good experience with tax customer support. I've been pretty persistent with them though. AKA annoying, but we get along fine. Lucas asks, is it possible to review the 4i Precision? Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying. If I can get a hold of one, it's not on my to buy list, but I've got to get a, oh yes, I've got to get a macro there for people when they say hi. On screen. It's super handy. And 4i are I think, are they Canadian or American? I can't remember. They're over that way, not too far. And that's where I'm heading, so. Brian ripped up some trails in Melbourne on the mountain bike today. The weather is perfect. Yeah, and the weather in Melbourne's about like 5 degrees warmer than here. I know I've well overshot my spin down time, so we'll do it in a few minutes. When I get resistance, do I shift gear or pedal faster? Good question. You can do either. Just like outside. If you want to keep the same cadence and the hill kicks up, you just shift down a gear. Or if you want some good training, you want to just sort of put a bit of resistance in the legs, keep it in the same gear, a little bit harder effort. That's what training's all about, just mixing it up. Any collaboration with Ray planned for Interbike? Yeah, we'll cross paths with Ray. Ray will be over there. No RV trips though this time, damn it. But yeah, for sure. We'll catch up with Ray, we'll see if we can do a Lama live. Or sit down and have a chat with Ray, see what he sees as new, what he thinks is cool. It's all good. When would the Kicker Core be released? What we're seeing in the forums, in the comment sections of people in the know is September 12th. I believe they're going to start shipping then. So what have we got? 4 days? Shouldn't be far off. What dB does the headwind run at? What noise level? Well, there's a massive bunch we just went past. It's It's a fan. It's noisy-ish. At 100%, it's not as noisy at 50. You can hardly hear it at 10%, 15%. And as for the exact dB, it's hard to tell. You'd have to do a comparative rather than an absolute. So it's not obnoxious. Do I run 100% reality setting in Zwift? Why not? What's the benefit realistically? What's a watts? Asks Ben Clark. Oh, we can find out. Oh, there's a hill. Good timing. Let's have a look. Typically I'm on 80% to 100. There we go, on 100. That trainer difficulty, I mean, we've done multiple videos about that. There's many reasons why it shouldn't be called trainer difficulty. It should almost be called gradient simulation. And watts are watts for sure. How you produce the watts can be different though. So watts are the result of what you're doing, but if I was to pedal in squares, I could still do 200 watts. But if I was to pedal super smooth, I can still be 200 watts. So wait for the hill to kick in here. RPM took a little bit. Okay, someone remind me at 20 minutes to do the spin down of this trainer, or I'll forget. Thoughts on the Stages dashes that were released at Eurobike? I haven't had one in my hand. They look interesting. They look 1000% better than the current Stages dash, which looks like a little rocket launching device with so much information on there it's a bit confusing. But the new ones have some good gradient stuff in the colouring of the hills, so we shall get a hold of one of those. Hopefully an Interbike. Yeah, Interbike. I get them mixed up, Interbike, Eurobike. Cheapest power meter you can buy that works? It depends. None of them work and all of them work. Depends on what level of work you want. Look, with the risks that come with it, the G3 self-glue kit, I mentioned that in the Digital Peloton episode yesterday. Yeah, there's a few, about 200 bucks. The IQ squared, if it works, again, we haven't seen it. Maybe that's the cheapest one. Let me just finish up the questions before I start the spin down process. Any goals or events planned for summer? Nah, just drop a few kilos and do a couple of long rides. Work on this tan line. I've got to turn the white balance up on this with the camera, so I've got to work on the tan, definitely. Favourite course on Zwift? Watopia Hilly, the 9.8 kilometre course that was there forever. I know it like the back of my hand. We've raced around that so many times. We've TT'd around that a lot. So I love that single course. When am I doing the spin down? Thank you, right now. So first up, I'm going to unclip. Here's my shoes. So 3 power meters today. It is the Stages left, right. Hooked up to the 520, so I put those at 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. They are going to be calibrated on the 520 head unit. The 820 I have hooked up to the Favero arse, which is short for the Asiomas. I just couldn't be bothered typing anymore, so there's my arse power meter getting calibrated. They're the pedals. Okay, Stages is calibrated 0 offset. It's a technical term. The correct term, sorry. Okay, waiting for the Faveros to come back at me. And whilst that happens, we shall... There we go, successful on the Faveros. That comes back with a 0. So both Garmin head units that I have collecting data are good to go. Now, to do the spin down of this device, we need to get rid of... it's not what I wanted. Wah! Foobar right there. Well, PEBCAC is what I'm after. The problem was between keyboard and chair, or keyboard and saddle. PEBCAS. A is what I'm after. And what we need to do here is unpair the controllable trainer. Just so it doesn't get in the way of the... Oh, here comes that big group. Must be a group workout for Zwift Academy, potentially. Okay, so I've unpaired the controllable trainer from my Zwift session. Now over here on the phone, which we shall go over here with, we shall find Ruby on here. I can get back on the pedals now that that has been sorted. My little dude will still keep rolling along on Zwift because it's only the power meter though, so I won't find any resistance. So I do have Ruby loaded up, which used to be called Virtual Cycling, which was owned by CycleOps. That's why they still use this tool, but it's a different company. I'm all confused. Let's get through it. I am logged in too. If you watched the live stream the other night, I accidentally logged out and I need to log in and authenticate. I forgot my password. We've all been there. Very frustrating. Am I ever coming back to New York just quickly? Yes, stay tuned. Not this trip to the US though. Right. Settings, trainers and sensors, CycleOps hammer, there we go. Connected, cool, we are, go, here we go. This is what I'm after. Firmware version is up to date, cool. Now we have calibrate trainer, so this is the spin down. So let's get this done. Again, this will all be in my full review of it, but this is live, first time. See how it goes or not. We saw the other night the not part come to the forefront, and now fingers crossed. So the spin down process for this is quite interesting. It applies a certain amount of resistance, then asks me to spin up between 29 and 36. So we get up to that speed and we have to hold for, I think what happens here is it just means we're stable. Don't overshoot. Here we go. Then it says keep pedaling. And then it removes all resistance. I don't know why it asks me to keep pedaling and remove the resistance. This is hard. And stop. Alrighty. Waiting. Takes its time for this one. A few more questions coming in. Am I doing the Barrel Classic? Not on the cards this year. Great event though. Watch for that hill about 12 k's in. We saw some people walking, some people throwing up. Epic stuff. Have I ever thought of getting a petition going for Zwift on Linux? Absolutely not. Linux belongs in a server room or as a utility, as a web server. Linux on the desktop, never going to happen. Never, ever going to happen. It's a consumer level product. Linux, let's be honest. Oh, hey, there we go. Alrighty. Calibration passed. Calibration completed. Device is ready for training. Yes. Roll down time 18.28 seconds. Rock and roll. Okay, so that's now. So this was over Bluetooth to the trainer from the phone. I use Ant Plus for everything up here. Okay, everything's happy. Just going to blow that away. We'll go back into Zwift here. We'll get everyone right on. Jump back over here. Repair it as the controllable trainer. So Zwift isn't... The reason why I unpaired the trainer here is so Zwift doesn't send commands to the trainer to put more resistance on when we're going up and down hills, when we're calibrating. It's, yeah, pretty nasty. You should really only ever have one thing connected to the trainer, especially the controllable trainer. And there's all the trainers and things we have. So we have Saris FEC done. We are good. We are good. Now I just don't know what course I'm on. Your 70-year-old mother uses Linux desktop, says John. If you've set that up, that's either a brilliant move or you're very, very cruel. But I'm guessing your 70-year-old mother's probably not the demographic Zwift are after. Hey, if they are, awesome. But buy her an iPhone. Alrighty, so from here on in, so 24 minutes plus is where I can really start comparing the data sets between the 3 power meters today. I'll do that after. Yeah, Linux is just not easy enough for mainstream. Linux itself, I mean, to have to compile things and to resolve dependencies of things is just nuts. Geez, that 4% really kicked in. But these days, 90% of the internet is done in a web browser. So it doesn't really matter what platform you're on. Noel just had a donut. Now that's what we live stream for. To hear that Noel had a donut. Now you're making me hungry. Geez, those resistance changes are really kicking in now that I've done that calibration. Duncan asks how the giant TCR is holding up after all the trainer swaps, etc. Yeah, it's going well. I think something's up with the map though. Look, I was just zoomed in a little bit too much. There we go. Did I get the 1030? Yes, I did. I did indeed. I think we put that up on Instagram. We can see that too. Somewhere. Purchased the 1030 today for $6.99 Australian dollars. So I'll be, actually I will be taking that with me on holiday. So let's see how we go. Okay, any chat that I missed? Let me have a look. Aid's going to have a crack at the 25 lap volcano course badge. Fantastic. That is... Oh, for those who don't know, there's badges on Zwift. If you do certain tasks, you'll unlock certain achievements. One of those achievements is 25 laps of the volcano course. Ends up being... I think mine was a 120 kilometre ride, maybe 115 Ks, I could be wrong. It was a solid day though. I did it once and got to 23 laps and went, I'm done. Couldn't even do the last two, my mind went numb. At the 25 lapper, I joined a group ride or something, which made things so much better. Ticked it off without a problem. Do I think Zwift releasing on iOS and Android is a good move or just complicates and slows development of the game itself? Yeah, for sure. Both, all of the above. Oh, that hill. Whoosh, okay. Full screen. Whilst I tackle the hill here. Okay, so I can confirm the H2 packs a punch into the hills. Development for multiple platforms is always going to slow things down, complicate things. You need to dedicate a lot more resource to it, resource teams. So even the management of those teams, you fix one bug over here, you got to ensure it doesn't affect that team and that team. It amplifies things quite a lot. So we haven't seen a lot of hype around the Android version of Zwift. It's still in beta. There was an update released yesterday for it. Eric Min says right on, awesome. Eric Min is the CEO and co-founder of Zwift. I think there's probably a lot more iOS users, but it's been out a long time on that platform, so good to have options though, always. Sean, 3 a.m. I am his entertainment at 3 a.m. I'm sorry. Put the coffee machine on, start the day early, have a siesta halfway through when you crash like I do if I get up that early. Downhiller asks about the H2 trainer today. Going pretty well. Power-wise, only by eye. That's pretty damn close. Okay, so nothing up my sleeve here. I'll look down and I'll tell you the numbers I'm seeing from the Asioma average 3 second. It should be close to what's up there on the screen. So, again, this is not science. This is just a bit of fun. The real science is when I overlaid them on the analysis tool from DC Rainmaker. So we have 200, 197, 199. Power meter battery is low. Good timing, technology. 244, 250, 255, 258, 255, 252, 247, 243, 239, 232. Yeah, I want to go back down that road. It's looking pretty good just by eye. Android is better than the alternative. What the alternative to Android being Windows Phone? Totally agree. Horrible. Any flack from the H2 video fail? Asks Brett Corbett. Good question. And look, I'll be honest about that. I set that up to be a showcase for the trainer and the tech, like I do with a lot of stuff. Have a bit of fun with it. That wasn't fun. The tech failed pretty hard on me for reasons unknown. I can't replicate it. And it put me in a pretty shitty position. I mean, the tech details I supplied through to Zwift were welcomed and looked at and reviewed. And yes, I did get an email from Saris about that. They want to catch up, go through exactly what I did. So the feedback from them was really good. Because if it wasn't me having that experience, it's going to be someone else. And everyone's got access to the internet to post their experience. So hopefully that hasn't caused too many fires elsewhere. Look, and I've said to quite a few people, a lot of people loved it that I was angry, that I chased on at 360 watts, that I was spitting fire the whole way, because that's what happens. This day and age of Instagram smiles, bikini shots, perfect teeth, all the shit that it does not really exist in reality. That was a bit of rawness that I think a lot of people could relate to. Again, I don't set out to make content like that, but I don't really want to censor that either. Where I bought the 1030 from today, the guy at the shop, he said, I watched it, I loved every second of you suffering and you being angry. I know exactly what that's like. So, it's been, the feedback on that has been better than me just mucking around here, hooking up two kickers together just to test a theory. So, it's all good. It's all good. I think it's a bit of a crossover between me being interpreted as media / corporate, or just as a super noisy enthusiast, which is how I see myself. A super noisy enthusiast who chases rabbit holes way too much. We might go Watopia Hilly this lap, my favourite. Just to get a bit more climbing on the H2. And some slower RPM stuff that I can compare the power to later on with the Asiomas and stages. Ellie asks about the first Hammer H2 video. I set everything up for the hump day ride and it locked to 200 watts and stayed there. Sorry, 20 watts. So I got spat from the group ride. So something locked up in regards to the ant signal from it. So I panicked, quickly switched over to another power meter and away I went, chase for 10 minutes. Got back on. I was pretty grumpy for the next 45 minutes or so. Do I owe any of the company I test? I'm not quite sure, what do you mean? Do I owe? A lot of the times, what I get out of it is early access to units, which is kind of cool to have. Okay, we're going Watopia Hilly, good. I think they appreciate the feedback. Sometimes, I'm sure their engineering department doesn't a lot of the time. Alrighty, I'll quickly go through the chat messages here before we go a little harder up the hill. Corbett, spot on, mate, and that's what I try and steer clear of. Brett stated here that he loves the vid. Too many sites and channels regurgitating marketing press releases under the guise of reviews. Absolutely. And there's content out there that do that already. That's cool. That's part of the industry. That's how things work. But what I want to do is add my 2 cents. Or sometimes take away my 2 cents. Alright, we'll go a little harder up the hill here. Maybe not this hard the whole way. Oh, it's got some punch. Yep. Can confirm the brake strength is pretty good. I'll get to your questions in a sec. Let me just go cross-eyed for a bit. Power's looking good. Cooper, you're flying. But can I catch Cooper to the line? I don't know if this won't change up. There we go. Okay, now I do want to race. Brilliant stuff. Caught napping. I couldn't get into the 53. Whew. Okay, good data, if nothing else. 154. No comma attempt today. It was meant to be easy. Meant to be. I'll head back over to the chat. What have I missed? Do I enjoy Innsbruck? Yep. Not a bad course. I love that. What's the full loop that takes in 48 kilometers? Does both sides, both descents. It's a good workout, that one. Maximus asks how many, or the percentage of turbo training time versus outdoor training time when training for a specific event. Depends on the event. If it's TT, probably 80% indoors, replicating the course outdoors, and the 20% outdoors is more technique, making sure I'm in the right position, bike handling, neck stretching, everything like that. You know, getting used to wind, like learning how to ride in crosswinds in a TT can be hard. Well, hard on the body. It's pretty easy to figure out, but you can fatigue a bit if you're getting blown around and fighting the bike. Can I make a video on when to shift uphill and downhill and cadence? I can, but it would be very generic. the summary would probably be, just off the top of my head, if you want to keep in the cadence zones that you're comfortable with, 85 to 95, you'll have to change. Same with downhill, but it's all about cadence and power. If you want to stay in certain zones at certain cadences, you'll need to change gears, depending on the training you want to do. If you want to do some really leg building exercises, so for all my racing career, never did anything off the bike in regards to strength. It's a field activation exercises, but nothing special, but nothing like pushing weights in the gym. But I did do a lot of big gear work, indoors and out, which is like the biggest gear you got, and as slow RPM, but it's the most torque you can generate. So it depends on the training and what you want out of it. What do I weigh and what's my FTP? Asks Chris. I think I'm about 73, 74 at the moment. I'm not sure. Maybe more, maybe less. I hover about that pretty easily. FTP, no idea. No idea. Thumbs everywhere. Is there a way to change course without ending a ride so you can complete all courses in one sitting? No, there's not, unfortunately. Big topic up for discussion in the Zwift community, being able to select which course you can ride on. It lies. I know. No, actually I don't. There's one thing you know about the channel, I don't bullshit anyone, so I can give you an estimate of my FTP. It'll be between 290 and 320, maybe 330. But there's no need for me to know my FTP. I'm not racing, I'm not doing intervals, I'm not tracking metrics, I'm just riding my bike. And if everything's about that FTP number, you're going to hate bikes pretty quick. So in regards to swapping worlds, yeah, can't be done without the hack. Hey Chris, I'm not going to bullshit you, mate. I've had people go through my power data online in public and give me a full analysis of my FTP, which is not quite right, and even knowing that, it's not going to help anyone. It's not like height, reach, stride length, even speed isn't the be all and end all of your FTP. If you've got good aero, you're going to win. Good tactics, you're going to win. Oh, we'll go this way. I have been hunting for a newer used bike, yes. Always on the lookout for a bargain. Ah, good, Chris. I thought you were getting angry at me. If I can see a good value bike around, yeah, I'll jump on it. Not many good value bikes around at the moment. We'll see what I can find at Interbike. I'll probably come home with a gravel bike. Any opinion on Ray's bike? Yeah, technically he voided warranty by using the Canyon on an indoor trainer, so that's a nice looking bike for sure. But I need one that's not going to cause any controversy if I actually use it on an indoor trainer. If I was to get a Canyon, which I'd love a Canyon, don't get me wrong, but imagine the comments. It'd be kind of fun to shit stir, but Canyon say I voided warranty if I'm out of the saddle riding that bike on a trainer. My tweet from the other day asking for companies to step up and get their trainers and bikes certified. Went crazy. It did. I can't change the world. I can offer. Raul Lucia from Carbon Bike Repair offered to ultrasound scan a bike before and after, which I'll do if I was to get a new bike. But I get it. I get the risks that companies can see with doing that. They want to be in full control of their bikes, their processing, their certification. But being in full control and just putting a little note on your website with a warranty saying we don't support indoor trainer use is an absolute cop-out. They've got the resources to do it. What you see flying through on the chain there is the quick link. So you see the little silver worm shoot through my drivetrain there. Someone picked that up the other day. Okay, back over to chat. Have I ever used Velotoes shoe covers? Brilliant shoe covers, Velotoes. They're like trying to stick a party balloon over your feet. And taking them off one day, I got a stomach cramp. They are so hard to take off and not split. So I remember being in a race and we'd finished, horrible conditions, 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, get back to the car and all you want to do is dry clothes on. I couldn't get these damn Velotoes off, these shoe covers. And I cramped up through here. Oh, hill. So my experience with Velotoes are cool, but if you can have someone take them off for you, even better. Benjamin asked, what's the highest power I ever pulled? 1350, 1370, something around there. Not much of a sprinter. I did try and work a little bit on the sprint though, so if I was in a breakaway and time trial away with 2 or 3, 4 others, you can catch them out in a sprint with that kind of power. But in a bunch kick of elite A graders, that's not enough. Have I tried low cadence strength workouts on a Neo? Causes slippage? Yeah. Yep. Neo's probably not a good one for those big, huge gear efforts. Again, depending on the power you're putting out, there's different braking force and different zones and cadences. It's complicated. Again, the Le Monde. Love it. Brett's just ordered a Canyon Grail. Awesome. Kicker Core release date, asked Jeremy. What's today? Saturday. Next week. It's got to be next week. Let me know if it's not. And I'll shake Wahoo because I'll see them at Interbike. I'll be like, we want to know. Jeremy asked. Pretty sure it's next week. Nathan asked about me doing a triathlon. No plans, just running for something a little different. And we've got a beautiful lake here to run around. If you saw my Strava photos from the other night, absolutely brilliant lake at sunset, sunrise, 6 kilometre lake around. Riding around it's too short, running around it is just fine. Ballarat used to have a half Ironman here, just out the, right 200 metres that way was the bike course. If that was in town or to come back, I'd have a look at doing that. But thankfully it's been cancelled. Chris asks about Canyon voiding the warranty if I use it on a trainer. No, it's commonly known. On their website they do list a full explanation about why they know people use their bikes on trainers. I'm just summarising here. And that yes, everyone uses their bikes on trainers, rah rah rah. They mention the word Zwift, but the crux of it all is they don't support indoor trainer usage, which sucks. We want to ride their bikes. Like, my passion for this is to support them. It's them who are saying they won't support us. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And we're not seeing the data of broken bikes. Again, I keep saying this a few times. I'm going to turn the corner. If broken bikes on trainers was a thing, there'd be memes everywhere. Everyone's got phones. It'd just be a known thing. It's just not happening. Alrighty, more questions. Do I know much about Bont and their shoes? I had a set of Bonts 8 years ago, 8 years ago. They weren't my thing. They were really wide. Couldn't get them to fit properly. The heel cut into the back of my leg. The Bonts just didn't work for me. They work for a lot of other people, but not those ones. And I haven't revisited those since. The Specialized shoes seem to work pretty well for me. Do I think that's how Lionel Sanders trains? Big gear, low cadence. Lionel's got a YouTube channel, check that out. His trainer's got a bit of a whir to it, sorry about that. You can just hear this siren in the back, it's the trainer. It's not in the library. Yeah, Lionel has his own YouTube channel with a bit of his training stuff on there. Whether it's for camera, I don't know. But have a look at that. Might get some tips off what he does. But the way people race, you can't hide that. So have a look at how he races. That's obviously how he trains. Because you don't do anything on race day you haven't done in training a lot. If I was going to race on Zwift, which trainer would I pick? Anyone. I've raced on the Lama with good results because it's about power output. Yeah, any do fine. Checking the power numbers here. Power's looking pretty good. Which brands actively support trainer usage? I believe Broadman Bikes do, and I believe Trek also do. But if you're don't use that as the advice to go out and buy one of those. Double check first. But I believe there are bike trainers, bike manufacturers who do support trainers, which is good. Yeah, Canyon legally telling you that it's not supported on the trainer. Yeah, look, it gets to a point where it gets so messy. Why would you bother? It's a tough one. As in, why would you bother, like, considering a brand that actively says not to use it when in a certain way that you're going to use it? I don't know. Do I only ride Zwift? What do I think about other real-life videos? Yeah, I pretty much only ride Zwift. I really do. It's what I've got a subscription to. I've tested the other stuff when I get a freebie with the trainers that come in. They're not too bad. But Zwift seems to have everything I need, which is the erg mode workout for the Lama lab tests. And I get to ride with everyone else. But stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned. Josh lives on the top floor of an apartment building. Which trainer would I recommend for keeping quiet? First up, the Neo. Depending on the flooring, like the new kickers are quiet, but they still have a moving flywheel. So there can be a little bit of resonance there with the flight, depending on the floor that you're on. If your floor vibrates or you're kind of noisy, a Neo is going to just have a slight bit of edge over the kickers. It's not throwing that big weight around, even though it's perfectly balanced. But maybe the core, again, same thing, it's still a flywheel moving around. So it depends on that scenario, but actual noise-wise, what we saw in the sound off that I did, the Kicker 18 was quieter than the Neo at higher speeds. Mind blown on that one. I wouldn't have thought that would be the case. Ryan, back after watching the Zwift TT. No worries, mate. Thanks for tuning in. I'm almost cooked here, so we might be done shortly. Whoa. Okay, it's 54 minutes. This trainer has been behaving. Those lower RPMs, though, really get to it. We'll see those in the data, though. When I've got the yellow jersey. How did that happen? I legit have the orange jersey for the fastest lap time. Okay, so no one's doing full laps at the moment. That's it, bro. Have a drink. Awesome. Check the size of that guy's arms. Okay, I'm not getting in a fight with that guy. He can pull a turn though. Alright, we'll just tick over to the hour. Do I think the IQ squared on the Indiegogo is worth the risk? If you've got the money to lose, sure, absolutely. If you're happy with never seeing your money again, that's not a being smart or anything, it's just... they're the risks that you take. You may pick up a cheap power meter if it works well. But as I mentioned yesterday in the Digital Peloton wrap-up show that I do now, they're only just testing them out on the road, and people have put their cash down. People have already put, this is not a, I'm interested. This is not a, oh, you know, I'll buy into the company, or this is a, yes, I will purchase that and use it on my bike kind of dollars putting down. Not something I'd do anyway. Ali has to go pick up dog shit. Good seeing you, mate. Thanks for dropping by. Do it. I'm not doing any turns. Who's telling me to do turns? See that guy's arms? Actually, I better do turns. He put me in a headlock. But the IQ squared, but there's no use in me trying to be a media company and saying it's, you know, emailing them and saying, guys, I want to cover your power meter. It looks fantastic. That's not how I work. I emailed them and told them it looks like a piece of not ready, not going to work. I don't think it's good. Like, I stuck it to them because otherwise I'm just another media company singing the praises of something we haven't seen. Not what I do. And in their response was brilliant. Which was like, thanks for your honesty. Absolutely, sure. And if they're confident in the product and it's going to be great, awesome. But until we see it, Dave Blood is on watching. Okay, hang on. Let me just try and triangulate what's going on here. Dave, is that you with the massive arms? It is. Look at those guns. My word. I do like your barber though. Can you just message me who your barber is? Because I need a bit of a haircut there on Zwift. You're looking a lot more, you know who you look like? You look like the guy off Walter Mitty who comes in to take over the company, and that's who you look like. Oh, sorry, your avatar looks like. Have I given you a right on? I have indeed. Oh, good. That's hilarious. It still blows me away. This technology has gone from that smart trainers by themselves are one thing. We train indoors. Next thing, we have this online world that we can all train together. And adding on that is a live stream where you can watch and ride with me at the same time. We can joke. It blows me away. It's pretty cool. There's probably going to be around a 30-second lag though on what you're seeing and what you're riding in real life. Any Santa sightings like that? And again, another thing that is hilarious is the callbacks exactly like that. We saw a guy with white hair, it looked like Father Christmas. Now, where are we going to go? Okay, here's the plan. We'll do the reverse KOM, and we'll drop down to the start-finish of Watopia, and I'll call it a day for there. So we'll just do an easy slog up. Looks like Westcott's joined on. We'll just tap tempo up this climb past Hanks, over the top. And where's Cooper? Cooper, you want to race? No. This was my easy ride. I think Cooper's going to one-up me here. 3:43 for the KOM though. Whoosh. That's pretty swift. I was going to say I'll leave you out for the 3:40. If you're confident with a 3:43, let me know. I'll pull you like halfway up the climb and you can go for the KOM. If not, we'll just go for a chill ride up. That'll have to be a... Yeah, that time's going to be pretty quick. Here he goes, he's gone for it, awesome. Go, go, go. You dropped me early on, so go for it. We'll keep an eye on your time. Have a crack at the 4 minute, mate. See if you can rein that in, but just remember to breathe. Don't spend all your biscuits too early. And we'll have a watch. That's flying. All right, keep it in check. Here's the steepest part through here. Okay, unfortunately, you're going to be getting all my tips 30 seconds too late. Okay, good stuff. Punching hard through here. Good tip for maximum time is go hardest when you're going the slowest. So you've actually nailed that right now. 89, good cadence. Okay, keep pushing over the top of these rises to carry the speed. So keep it up for a few more seconds. As soon as you crest a hill, don't stop, keep going. Carry that speed, then you can rest. Punching through here. Awesome. That's it, 6.2. I'm well gone. That's it, steady into a rhythm through here. It's a constant rise. There's a bit of rest coming up. So keep on the pedals, keep on the pedals. Keep breathing. Huge breaths. Just focus on your knees going straight up and down the pedals. Push, push, push. That's it, good work. Awesome to see. You're pacing it really, really well. That's it. Hardest when you're going the slowest, that's it. 7-7, okay. Keep on top over this. Slight. You can back off here. Just a little bit on the downs. You can drop it a little bit. Take a breath. Gather yourself. Now back into a good rhythm. Keep an eye on the watts per kilo. If you can keep that above 5.5, that's better than keeping it above 7 now and dropping to 4 later. You're flying, mate. This is good to see. 6, if you can keep it up. Just pick a number you can fight for. Get the knees straight up and down, remember to breathe. You can get ugly indoors, it's not about aerodynamics. That's it, good numbers, good steady. It hasn't dropped to 4 at all that I've seen. All right, take a huge breath, just ready yourself for the last push to the line. You're going to be hurting now, but we all heard about here. So around that corner soon, you'll see the finish. So just start ramping it, start ramping it. It's going to end soon. There is an end to this, so everything that hurts now, it's not going to hurt in a few minutes. You're going to be loving it, so go, go, go. All right, nearly there, bunch it up to 6. Everything, you're going to actually get this finish line in sight. There we go. Give it everything, everything. Dump it. Dump everything to the line. Even if you fail from here, you're still going to have that spike of power to the line. That's it, 7-1. Awesome. Give it all. Absolutely unleash it. There's the finish. Focus on that. I can't wait to see this time. Come on. Good job. What have you done it in? Oh, so under 4, 3:56. All right, good ride. That was brilliant to watch, mate. Paced really, really well. Maybe a little bit hard at the start. If you could shave off 1 watt per kilo, 2 watts per kilo at the start, put them on the end, you'll knock another 5 to 10 seconds off that. Good job. Really, really good job. That was fantastic. See, I'm not the entertainment here. That was entertaining. Absolutely brilliant to watch. If you just wait for Mr. H. Shaina to expire, you'll have that jersey. Good stuff. Awesome. I want to see that on Strava. Tag me on Strava. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff to see. So, where am I? Ah, just over the top. So you did it in a minute quicker than me. I did a minute 4:58. Makes all the difference doing that sort of focused effort. I seem to have dropped cadence there. All right. Good job, Cooper. That was really, really good stuff. But if you're into the numbers, into the analysis of that, jump back through, really have a look at where you push hard at the start and just try and even that out. As I was saying, when you're flying up the steep parts, it's always the best to go hardest when it's the steepest. But it's about how you can recover from those for that next 3 minutes or so after that. Brilliant to watch. And just wait for that other guy to expire. You'll have the jersey. Oh. It's stretch. There we go. Through me stretch mode. 36.8. So I should get 38 Ks. We'll go to 38 Ks, which should get me past the start finish. Awesome stuff. And Cooper, if you've ever got a feather power up, unleash that at the start. Another tip as well for really good segment times on Zwift, especially the sprints, and I'll do a video on this in the coming weeks. The sprints aren't about the fastest time across the line, because at the end of a race it's always about who can get to the line first. But the green jersey sprints are about the fastest time between 2 points. So what you need to be is at maximum speed at the start and try and maintain that to the finish, which is a different mindset to what we usually look at for green jersey sprints. Usually it's the first across the line in a group that you're in. So a lot of the time, to get those good sprints, you've got to ramp up almost twice the distance down the road to get the speed up, and then just peg and hold. There's Cooper, absolutely toast. Cooper, I bet you are unhappy bread. Let's give you some unhappy bread. Good stuff. And it's the same with the KOMs as well. If you can roll into those, you don't have to cook yourself at 400 watts hitting them, but if you were to cross the line and then start ramping up, you're going to lose a few seconds at the start. So if you can ramp up a few seconds before and push into them, you'll carry that momentum, you've got the speed, and like with time trials, the harder you go in a time trial, the sooner they're over. Not my philosophy, but it does work. If you go as hard as you can, they're over sooner. Yep, there we go, H2. And this is what I was hoping for. The H2 was going to behave itself. So we'll just confirm the power numbers of 29, 31, 38, 46, 49, 60. Yeah, it's pretty close. What I will do now, though, is another spin down after I finish off the live stream. Or if people want to hang around and watch me do another spin down, we'll go have a look at that. Why not? I'm going to spin around now if anyone's riding with. I'll do a spin down. Just so, it was 18 point something seconds spin down. So now the unit is super hot, super broken in. That's 2 hours of pretty solid, well, not solid riding, 2 hours of decent riding. I'm just going to unpair the... Jeremy's jumped in with a coffee donation, mate. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And it also shows my CSS scripting is working for the channel chat. Thanks so much. That's super chat donations there, little $sign in the chat. Do appreciate it. I will be enjoying that coffee. That'll be my airport coffee tomorrow. Awesome. So what we're going to do is, I'll still be riding along because I'm going to unpair the controllable trainer again. I'll jump over here and show everyone what's what with that. Where are we? First of all, we'll check Instagram while we're here. Whoa, my edge. I went and purchased the, finally, I'm a year behind, but I did go and purchase the 1030 today. And I'll be taking that with me on the trip, so we'll look out for a video on how to do trips and how to do different maps and things on it soon. Which is going to help Von, who's going to be riding over in the US as well. Okay. Through my apps list over to Ruby. Now we've unpaired the trainer. This will be pairing back over via Bluetooth from the phone. Trainer, and there we go. Add sensor. We want to into the settings there. Now here's what this is an interesting one on the screen here. What you're seeing is the power value over Bluetooth. Then you have the power value over at Plus. There might be a little bit of lag between the two. One is smooth by 3 seconds. Interesting. This is definitely not the science part of it. Ellie's back. Yeah, I didn't miss anything, mate. Oh, except Cooper ripping up the KOM like nothing else. Did the reverse KOM. And what I'm doing now is just another spin down of this unit once it's been heated up quite a lot. There we go. Alrighty. So the H2 has redeemed itself after this ride. This is exactly what I wanted to do, is jump on, go for a ride, live stream it again, nothing up my sleeve, and make sure the trainer did change gears, or change resistance, sorry, up hills, which made me change gears. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go with the resistance there, which is really weird. And stop. Hammer time. Get it? Get it? Okay. Dad jokes. Cooper's in the chat. That hurt. Good stuff. Good. It looked good. You wrote it well. Good morning, Michael. How are we? In the UK? Enjoying a cup of tea? Let me know where you are. Now the other spin down time was it 18 seconds? 18.2? We'll see how this goes. Oh, I need to stretch. Come on, come on, come on. Notice the watts? Notice the watts? I wouldn't read too much into the watts and cadence being locked at the moment, but because it's in calibration mode, so it's gone. Now it should kick back in, and it did. Cool. 21.21. Cool. So, whoa, bunch. But that was interesting. That was super interesting, and that may explain what we saw. So thanks for coming along for my debug session. You're in Belgium. Fantastic. It's waffles for breakfast. Waffles and coffee. Save me some. We'll be over soon. Belgium's great. So what I saw there, and I'll go back through the replay, is in calibration mode, when I was doing that spin down, it locked the watts to 44, and it locked the cadence. That's exactly what I saw the other night, when it just wasn't working properly. Now, I didn't initiate a spin down the other night, so whether it then went into spin down mode or calibration mode and stayed there, that's my theory. I can't stop there though. I want to go down the rabbit hole. I'll do it another day though. We've got to call it quits for today. It's almost 6 o'clock here and I've got it back. So my next theory will be to test that theory would be to... theory. start a spin down and then close the app, so the trainer itself never gets out of spin down mode. Because what we saw there was it locked watts, it locked cadence. Just starting a calibration or sending a calibration to the trainer, make it go into that hold state and stay there until it's rebooted. That's what I think's going on. I really would love access to the engineering side of these things, a debug module, some kind of coding, but that's just as with the tools that I have, which is the consumer tools. That's what rabbit hole that will go down next time. Interesting stuff. Anyway, I believe it there for, hang on, 39.4, 40Ks. Let's get it done. I was going to call it quits. Back up here, back over here. Again, this app is now multitasking. Hallelujah. Controllable trainer back on. We'll get up to 40Ks because 40Ks. There we go. Right along. I'm keen to try that now, though. That's all I'm going to be thinking about with this trainer. Okay, I'm going to set it into spin down mode, kill the spin down, and hopefully lock those watts. Because then I can enter a race, spin up to 400 watts, kill that trainer, and just go on. No, I'm not going to do that. Good theory, though, eh? imagine the analysis of the race afterwards if I was to do that. Lama won the race at 400 watts. Sustained. Echo asks, hang on, I'll switch over to the chat. It's a good question. A significant amount of my favourite cyclists are bald. Is there a correlation between cycling and being bald? No, it's just genetics, unfortunately. It's also convenient. I could grow a mullet. I've got hair there. I could grow an epic mullet at the back, but then I'd look kind of creepy. And they wouldn't allow me to walk near primary schools and stuff, so it's not... You look pretty bad with a mullet and bald on top. Apologies to anybody who looks like a creeper with a mullet who's bald on top. Not my thing. So many trainers now. What could a manufacturer do to make themselves stand out from the crowd apart from prevent the climb? Patrick, if I had an answer to that, I'd earn a lot of money because I'd sell that idea. No idea. Reliability, good ride feel, and additional features such as pedal metrics. The Neo's kind of handy in that aspect in regards to the road feel, like the road surface feel. Bit of a gimmick, but it could be implemented quite well. Ride feel, good inertia. That's what a lot of it's about. How's Slane doing? Good, yeah, he's out of the neck brace. He broke his back in multiple parts and a rib, I think, and he did himself a bit of disservice there, crashing his bike a while back. He's all going well. Recovery's going well. Alrighty. I will call it a day there, because it is 6 o'clock here, and I have to leave in 12 hours. I haven't packed. I'm on the case. Cool. Thanks for coming along this morning, and joining the chat there. Veronica Mitchich has just joined. I think that's pressure to get off the bike, and Veronica saying that she got to borrow Dr. Slane's bike. Yeah, she took that gravel grinder bike out for 80Ks, I think. It was all good. So anyway, as I said, I've got to leave it there. I've got to go pack. But again, thanks everyone for coming along. Cooper, ride of the day. Brilliant, brilliant effort up that KOM. Super proud of the effort that you put in, and then your commitment to get to the end of that line there, because I could see you fading there at the end, and I knew it was going to hurt a lot. So good job on that. That was absolutely brilliant to see. And Sean asked if I'm going to Canada. I'm coming close to Canada. I'm coming close. I'll be over the border. This time tomorrow. Plus a little bit. So we'll be back over to the States. Because as I said yesterday, it's going to be Cliff Bars for days. And I can't wait for that. Okay. You know I'm going to go and do this spin down of this trainer. So stay tuned on how that goes. I'll let you know somewhere, somehow. Follow me on Instagram. If you're not already following me over on Instagram, it's easy for us to post up things over there. I hide in plain sight. It's GPLama. You'll find me over on Instagram. And we'll put up a few pictures for our travels and our time at Interbike. And as always, comments, questions, feedback, always appreciated. And thanks for being a part of this, because this is what they're about. They're about everyone asking questions and streaming. I'm always doing the writing. That's the boring part. Everyone else interacting, that's what it's all about. And Cooper, mate, absolutely brilliant. Total legend work. Thanks, guys. We shall see you on the other side of the world. Game on. All right, see you later.